Can't believe Commissioner Josh is making us time travel for
Yeah,
this assignment.
Antioch sounds like a pretty crazy place, man.
Well, no use complaining. Let's go to field training and check out the time machine. Yeah.
Hi!
We need to get the time machine for our project for history.
For Commissioner Simpson's assignment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hard to believe he's a commissioner and actually teaches here.
Oh, that's really cool.
Well, you know, the Messengers of the Kingdom had to do a video project about Antioch. This is before we had time machine.
Oh, really? Thanks.
They're the best session ever.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I know it.
Okay.
Well, why don't you guys watch this video before you go?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea. Thank you.
Antioch, a significant city of the 1st century. It was prominently placed with a major port, making it the place to go. It was truly a city on the grow. Would you like to hear more?
Yeah.
Great! Let's go! Antioch of Syria was located on the Orontes River near the Amanus Mountains. It was founded by Seleucus I, Nicator, also called the Conqueror. He did this sometime between 301 and 299 BCE. He named it after his father, Antiochus. It was sometimes called Antioch on Orontes, Antioch the Great, Antioch the Beautiful, or Antioch by Daphne, to distinguish it from all the other cities this guy named Antioch. You know those conquerors and their naming abilities.
Why not just give them different names?
I don't know. According to legend, Alexander the Great won a battle at the spot that would become Antioch. He drank from a spring that he said was as sweet as his mother's milk.
Why? Why would we need to know that?
That is just legend, but I feel like you needed to know that. In 64 BC, that's before Christ, Pompey put an end to the Seleucid dynasty and annexed Syria to the Roman Empire.
Never go to war with Rome.
Because of Antioch's location on the most important trade routes, it served as the capital of the Roman province of Syria. Under Rome, the city gained new life, and soon began to reflect Roman splendor in its life, thoughts, and physical appearance. Speaking of the splendors of Rome, let's hear all about the features that Antioch of Syria had to offer. This was a major shipping port in the Mediterranean region. It was also the starting point for the missionary journeys of one Saul of Tarsus.
Wasn't he Paul at that point?
Paul of Tarsus, that's what I said.
Did the narrator just respond to you?
Nope.
Huh.
Anyway, the port made Antioch a major center of commerce during the 1st century. 1st century Antioch was a hub of activity. Its port and central location in the region made it the place to go for all your needs.
What kind of needs do we have?
After scholars were purged from Alexandria by Ptolemy VIII, many of them fled to Antioch, which then became a hub of learning. They installed several museums, which are more like what we would call libraries today. Ooh, maybe we can swing by and grab some books for that paper we have later this quarter. No, you can't borrow a book from there, but you can swing by to hear a lecture or forum featuring the 1st century's greatest thinkers. Come on down and take a look for yourself.
I swear he's talking to us.
No, I'm not. Another point of interest in Antioch is the circus.
I'm afraid of
Oh,
clowns.
don't worry, there's no clowns here. Circus refers more to the round shape of the amphitheater. The main attraction in this stadium is the chariot races.
That I can handle.
Also, gladiatorial games were still popular during this period. Major battles would be reenacted for the cheering fans. It's not entirely clear, but they may have forced Christians to participate in these death games as a form of persecution.
Okay, maybe we steer clear of that.
Well, that's not historically validated. If Christians were persecuted in the amphitheater, it more likely would have been in Rome, not Antioch. Mostly the games were less bloody and more entertainment. This is the 1st century, after all. During the 1st century, Antioch was the 3rd largest city in the entire Roman Empire. For reference, the 3rd largest city in America today is Chicago, the city of lights.
Okay, that sounds... Wait, the city of what?
Chicago, the city of wind?
Is this guy for real?
Antioch today is less important, but more on that later. Well, that's extremely foreboding.
In the early history of Christianity, Antioch occupies a distinguished place. The large and flourishing Jewish colony offered an immediate field for Christian teaching. The gospel message was preached in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, but also throughout the Roman world. It is possible that Christians who fled Judea because of persecution had found refuge in Antioch and began to share their faith with those that had already lived there. It was at the instance of the church at Antioch that the Council of Jerusalem decided to relieve Gentile Christians of the burden of the Jewish law.
Antioch is super important for the New Testament and the church. Because of the success of this new faith that had been spread in this city, the Church of Jerusalem sent Barnabas to investigate and report what was going on.
Barnabas, who had assisted Saul, also known as Paul, went to Tarsus to ask him to help in the ministry at Antioch. For a few years, AD 43 to 45 to be exact, Barnabas and Paul ministered together at Antioch, the place where followers of Jesus were first called Christians. Also, it was from Antioch's important harbor, Seleucia, that Saul set out on the first of his 3 missionary journeys, teaching and preaching the word of the Lord.
Antioch is pretty cool. Maybe we should visit it today.
Unfortunately, Antioch is not what it once was. The city of Antioch suffered severely from earthquakes, but did not lose its importance until the Arab conquest restored Damascus to the first place among Syrian cities. Antioch still bears its name, but is now a poor town with a few thousand inhabitants.
Wow, that was a lot of information. Yep. Let's go to the time machines.
Yeah, I feel super ready.